welcome back to episode 2 of the Bros Before Hoes podcast. Today on the agenda, we got, is Helen Keller fake? Now, one of my Mexican friends came up with this idea that Helen Keller is fake. And I looked into it a little bit. And apparently, she was deaf, dumb, and blind. Which, how does a deaf, dumb, and blind person go to write a book? Don't ask me, because I'm not sure. But around this time in the 1880s, that's when she was born. So let's say 20, 30 years down the line, that's when, we started getting a little tension between countries. And let's say the rat race. So was it motivation, manipulation? Think about it. So the Chinese government and all these other people who are extremely smart at this point, and we're thought of as dumb Americans. So they thought, let's make it to where there's this lady, right? She's deaf, dumb, and blind, and a woman, by the way. That's a big thing. She's a political activist, she's all these things while being deaf, dumb, and blind. I think she was fake because she would make you look at it and you learn all this stuff about her in school and think to yourself, if a deaf, dumb, and blind person can learn all this stuff, why can't I? What's stopping me? I'm not deaf, dumb, or blind. Motivation, manipulation, I'm telling you. The government, sneaky shit. So other than that, we got Amelia Earhart. Apparently they found her plane in the Pacific Ocean, 16,400 feet down there. That's further than the Titanic. Is she the first evidence that females can't drive? Just saying. She had a man with her, Fred Noonan. He was the navigator. So was she really there? She wasn't doing it by herself. It's not really the first woman if a man's there with her. And if you're up in the air and you're about to crash, and you're about to crash because you're 2,000, 4,000 feet up in the air, you can prepare as you're crashing. You're not just going to go down with your ship. This isn't sailing. I believe there's something fishy about that. And they went down in 1937. It was June 2nd or July 2nd, something like that. I just think that's very fishy. If she did crash and they did find her plane, I believe she got out because you have time before you crash. And I'm sure they had some sort of life preservators or, a fucking, at least one, parachute. And if you can't swim, it's whatever, but I'm sure they have some sort of lifeboat that they can inflate. If you've ever seen Indiana Jones, I think it was the second one or first one, where they jump out of the plane and pull the fucking boat thing and they start floating down, they land on a mountain. Male porn stars, why did they start? It's a very good question. Mainly big penises, I would have to say. Big dicks. But I had a talk with one, 'cause just pure research, and he said it was because of loneliness. So if you have male porn star friends, check on them. You never know how they're doing. They could be lonely. They could need a hug. Could be curiosity too. Sexual curiosity is a thing. The 1947 Roswell incident. This is where we're going to tie in Amelia Earhart. They crashed down 1937, July 2nd. 10 years after that, we had the 1947 Roswell incident. Almost to the day. It was July 8th. Could that have been a wormhole incident where Amelia Earhart flew 10 years into the future and landed in Roswell, New Mexico? Something to think about. And to end this off, this is going to be a short one today. Pubic hair and what it can do for you. How does the bush benefit you? Are shaven genitals more aerodynamic when it comes to making love? Find out on the next episode of the Bros Before Hoes podcast.